Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Ashleigh here. This was my experience, honest review, and thoughts of having a 4-day pass going to the Formula 1 Melbourne Grand Prix here in Melbourne, Australia. I'm going to be getting into the nitty-gritty of just my overall review of the event, where we were sitting, what I would recommend if you are looking to go specifically to the Melbourne Grand Prix at Albert Park in the future, and yeah, just my tips and tricks. So let's get right into it. Day 1 of 4 of the Formula 1 weekend in Melbourne, Australia. Let's do it. This was first thing Thursday morning, getting there right before the gate opened. We were getting there at a decent time, hoping to get to the Melbourne Walk before it got insane, but we very quickly learned that if you didn't line up by like 5 a.m. that morning and ran across the track to get a spot at the Melbourne Walk, you weren't really going to see much, but nonetheless, still wanted to head that way. The Melbourne Walk is where all of the drivers walk in. What a creative name. And they have like interviews, and that's where they go and sign things on the walking into the track and stuff like that. So yeah, this was my second year going to the Formula 1 in Melbourne, but last year I did just have a general admission, like a park pass on race day on the Sunday. And it was a great first experience. Like if you are just looking to go for one day, the park pass is fine. It's very much just, then you'll be fighting people for a view of any track area at all. And people do get very protective with, oh, don't step on that part of the grass, that's my grass. And people are very confrontational. So I guess just keep that in mind. But like for a day, a park pass is definitely doable. But we recently moved to Melbourne, so we were very excited to go all 4 days and managed to get grandstand tickets at the wait stand somehow. A lot of people on Thursday morning had the same exact idea as us to get there around when gates opened and make the trek across the lake to the Melbourne Walk area. It was already packed, like there was no way of getting in, like people were there very early, so we did only have a very quick look. Like they did have screens and stuff, so you could still like see and like hear people go by. Like we briefly saw Gasly go by for like 2 seconds, but like, you know, from a distance. And that was pretty much it. Which actually, I'm gonna insert a quick little montage here. I got invited to an Alpine event. It was interesting. It was to launch Gasly's new helmet for the Melbourne race. But then it was an appearance by Jack Doohan, the new rookie Australian driver. So anyway, it was a lot of fun. Montage incoming, and then back to the circuit.
Favorite part about racing here?
Well, new to it, so I'd love to tell you on Sunday, but I think being home and being surrounded by fellow Aussies, having an Aussie crowd, just.
While we were over this side of the circuit, we just wanted to have a look around, look at some of the stuff that was going on, and most importantly, have a look at the merch. So let's go merch shopping. Do you want to have a look at the merch?
Oh, this is, yeah.
It's nice being here where we can actually walk around.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Oh, that's huge.
Should I get it?
Grab one, just in case.
Stop it! With the puffy paint? I think those are kids.
Really?
Yeah. They look
18,
small.
right?
That's kids. Sunday is for racing.
I like that. Just like simple.
Like a plain one, yeah. Ooh, other merch. Oh my god. Why? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're getting one too. Picnic rug, that's cute. A tripod chair. Oh, that's cool. I didn't even realize they sold like chairs and stuff. Oh, little friendship bracelets. Damn, mini helmets are 70.
But that is really cool because it's just plain, like,
Yeah.
Australian Grand Prix.
The general Albert Park circuit and Melbourne merch was in a separate little area, and then all of the team merch was right next door. As you would expect, the team merch was definitely a lot more expensive. We didn't pick up any merch from this area because not too long ago there was a really there was like a random pop-up in the Melbourne CBD, and they had stuff for literally 50% off. Like, it was an absolute steal. So we were like, oh, we'll have a look, but we're okay. Oh, and then we came across some Drive to Survive merch, because literally Drive to Survive just came out the previous week. I actually really enjoyed this past season. A bit expensive for the budget, but nonetheless a really cool shirt, and I didn't even realize they had merch. After walking around the team merch area and realizing that some of the teams either had no merch or like 2 items in comparison to other teams, we continued our trek around. Shark Beauty, I guess, was a big partner or sponsor or something. I'd never heard of them before, but I saw a claw machine, and so I was like, I don't even care what it is, like, I need to have a go at it because they are so much fun. But I guess they were doing like blowouts and things. Like, there were so many things at the Formula One that if you race there right when it opened to put your name down to get a spot, it would be free and it would be awesome. So that was the case with the Shark Beauty stand, as well as they did free skin checks for skin cancer and stuff to promote awareness around that. And again, chatted with the people there, and they're like, oh no, like, it booked out. So that's the one thing, is like, if you don't get there right when things open and like race to put your name down for something, you do miss out on a lot. So I didn't necessarily love the way that was structured, but I mean, you know, whatever. I did get something from the claw machine. Just want a scrunchie.
I'd like to go get a picture.
Yeah?
Just in front of the stand.
Rosé by Daniel Ricciardo.
Enchanté.
Enchanté. So the park itself was split into 2 main areas with other like food and drink stands and toilets and stuff spread around the track. So this was the main area near like the pit straight, and had the fan form stage not far, and the Melbourne Walk, and like most of the things. But then across the way they did also have, this was the skin check place that I was telling you guys about, that unfortunately they were all booked out. And then there was another area which was closer to where we were staying, which was Pitstop Park, or where we were sitting, I should say. And I'll show that a bit later. But first, coffee break. It was cool that St. Ollie was doing a special for the Grand Prix. Unfortunately, it had dairy, so I did just get a regular iced latte. But we continued our trek around. Oscar had his own merch stand, which was cool to see. And then Quadlock was a big sponsor. They had their stand there, which we checked out later. And then, of course, was ecstatic to see that Grilled had a stand, because we love Grilled. Like, literally love Grilled. One of my favorite like places to get like takeaway in Melbourne. So this was right near the fan form stage. So there was a lot of food trucks, places to sit. Not anywhere near as crowded today as it will get over the weekend. Moments like these, I'm just like, oh, Melbourne is so pretty. Like, with the skyline in the background, like the circuit is just in such a nice part of Melbourne. And it is really nice because occasionally you would get like a nice breeze off the lake. I don't know if this was an F3 or an F2 driver that was having a mini photo shoot. So yeah, we had a look and it was quite amusing.
She said it's a group of 30 girls, they're all in high school.
I was gonna say, like, in Pitstop Park, which was near turns 9 and 10, which was where the weight grandstand was that we were sitting in, they had some interactive activities as well as like some local stands and things, like I think it was RoboCats, the flyer I was showing, where it was a bunch of high school girls that did engineering, and I'm like, that is so cool. So yeah, we were walking around and then wanted to head to our seats to have a look for the day. Near the gravel trap. Day 2, Friday at Albert Park Circuit. Was really excited to get in and get to the grandstand so that we could have a look at free practice 1, as Thursday was media day. So I was really excited to see the cars on track for the first time. Overall, was extremely happy with the weight grandstand. We were in section D, right at turns 9 and 10. This was our first choice when trying to get tickets for the weekend, so we were really happy to get our first choice. I believe these were just over 600 AUD each for the 4-day, or maybe closer to 700 each with the, unfortunately there was dynamic pricing, because I think the actual price should have been like 500 something. But anyway, such a cool place to be in. Part of the turn was adjusted this year. Something, I forget what happened with George Russell last year, but something with that. So there's like different gravel and grass areas. So it was definitely a spot to be, especially in free practice 1. Ollie Behrman did go off right near where we were, and then it ended up being red flagged. So I caught a teeny bit on a different clip, but you couldn't really see anything. Like literally we just saw dust. All of a sudden we were like, wait, what just happened? But definitely really cool to see like just how it's filmed is so insane with the helicopters going around and all the marshals and stuff. So very, very amusing being there. Also was just really happy that there was a few screens near where we were so we could also keep track of what was going on. Also, I don't know if they upped the service this year, but last year during race day, like no phone service worked at all. So it was really nice to actually have working phone service throughout the whole weekend, as well as like race day and everything. It did take a bit to get from one side of the track to another, so just patience in mind. I always love though how this was set up with the footbridge and everything. We were getting hungry, so we were like, you know what, we really want grilled, and we were so excited that they were there. I was chatting with a guy and they were like, we almost didn't have a stand here, because they did this promotion with Oscar Piastri, like a special burger, because he's from Melbourne, and I'm like, it would just be a missed marketing opportunity if it didn't go through. So yeah, super yummy, love grilled, and was super happy the line went very quickly as well. So we did that and then headed over to the Quad Lock stand, which is one of McLaren's big sponsors, and they did a lot of like really cool like tripods, phone cases, different things. So yeah, it was cool to have a look, and then also be in air conditioning for a bit, so that was also a plus. This was by far one of the best things, especially on the Saturday, was they had these like misting fans, which was so nice. And then it was extremely funny to see, just you'll see soon how the seasons just changed, especially from Saturday to Sunday. And also even just going back from the previous footage on Thursday to going back to look at the merch on Friday and just seeing how much things sold out. So I guess if you're going to Formula One, I'm sure it's similar across wherever you go. Make sure to get your merch early. Oh, someone did a marriage proposal. I didn't actually see where on the track it was happening, but I was like, okay, that's cool. They changed it. It was spelt wrong yesterday. 10 out of 10.
What was it, Charles Leclerc?
Like they forgot a L, I think. The second L, yeah. Go team. Some pickups from the Quad Lock stand. It was like, what, 20% off everything, which was really cool. Okay, cool. Australian designed. Very fun. Here you go.
As Cam said there before,
I'm pretty sure FP2 is pretty uneventful, but it was nice to just see the cars go around the track a bit longer than however long Behrman lasted with the red flag in FP1. So yep, did that. And then Saturday and Sunday, the big 2 days. Let's get straight into Saturday, FP3 and qualifying day. By far the hottest day. It was over 35 Celsius. It was going to be a disgusting day. Started off with a breakfast burrito, which definitely hit the spot. I was like, my goal today is to stay hydrated and just survive. So, oh, you're also able to bring in like drinks and food and stuff. So it was really convenient. We could bring in coffee.
Oh, I got it right.
You got it right?
Good guess.
I'm out of this one, I think.
Okay.
So how many laps? We are going to have our answer of 58 laps. You got that right?
Max did get that right. I'm just working on Liam, so you carry on.
All right,
Just
we'll
fixing
ask the
his
next
connection.
question.
Yeah, they know.
All right,
We
you've
got less
another...
than 10 seconds and then you're going to tell us, Liam, but I think we all know the answer to this.
This is the world's largest Grand Prix Kahoot ever.
Tell us.
Lightning McQueen.
Yeah?
Lightning McQueen.
Yeah.
Got small pieces. Some of it's French, some of it's Australian.
Well, obviously, as Pierre knows, the croissant is a traditional French pastry. But Loon is traditionally Australian, and we've got the French-Australian combination here, so we thought we'd have a bit of fun and do a pastry taste test.
Yes.
So the idea is that... Now, Pierre will...
The self-control, I'm very impressed.
Apart from that description, what do you think? What are the flavors?
I have a sweet mouth, but that thing is insane.
Okay.
I wish I could have more. I can. I'm like right on the limit with the weight. Really good.
Kimmy, first fan forum ever. Welcome. First fan forum as an F1 driver. Incredible crowd. How does it feel?
It feels amazing. I mean, the crowd and the fans are amazing here. I mean, the atmosphere, the energy you get here in Melbourne.
You've had it. I can't say still.
I don't know if that's it, Ollie.
Couple down there.
Lovely, that's it. Go down that end as well. Perfect.
I really enjoyed going to the fan forum stages. They had a couple other teams and like team principals that we didn't get to see, but yeah, it was just really nice to have that as an option. And like they had these screens around as well. They showed some highlights, like some of the pre-show stuff and leading up to like, you know, the different practices and the race as well. This was definitely a popular spot. Annoying though, because people did hog the seats, like they weren't even using them, but they would just leave their stuff on. But anyway, again, the goal was to stay cool. Went back to Pitstop Park. We did try a few of their experiences, which was a lot of fun. So this was like a G-Force one.
Oh! You gotta align face with the guy. Get taller.
Like that? FP3, things really started picking up. People were practicing their qualifying runs. I genuinely forget if something happened in FP3, like a red flag. I feel like so many red flags happened in the race that I can't remember. But then we went back to Pitstop Park and did the pit stop challenge, which was so much fun. I'm so happy we did it.
Go. 3, 2, 1, go.
There's a team called CT Scan. The heat really started to pick up right after FP3 going into midday. It was a bit rough. No, that's a lie. It was really rough. Like we waited in line, I think for almost an hour to get a frozen Coke, and everyone had the same idea, had a little fan with me, which was such a lifesaver. Waited in a couple long lines for food and then got to the front and realized they couldn't do things without cheese because I'm dairy free. So that was frustrating. I would have loved if they just had like no alterations on the menu. That would have been nice. But let's get to race day. Happy race day! It was such a mess going from like over 35-degree heat to like 15 to 17, windy and rainy on race day, but we were all excited because we're like, it's just gonna make really interesting racing. A slight break in the rain. The F2 race is currently going on. First, let's do quick predictions. We would love to see both Williams in the points. That'd be really cool. I have a feeling one of the McLarens is gonna get screwed over with the weather.
It's gonna be Lando.
It's probably gonna be Lando.
Yeah.
I do think Max has a great chance sort of get P3 with the conditions. I feel like Russell could do really well. I'm predicting a Russell podium of sorts. and an Oscar podium of sorts.
I'm predicting Yuki Tsunoda, first place.
He won? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Less than 24 hours earlier, we were under these trying to get shade, and now everyone's in their ponchos and fighting for shelter in any regard. The drivers' parade was about to happen. Oh, they did their team photo in Melbourne. Oh, it's so nice being the first race of the season again. The F2 race ended up getting cancelled because the rain was just absolutely horrendous in the morning. But as it got closer and closer to the race, it was just like super unpredictable. It was like, oh, rain this time. Oh, it's going to stop raining. Oh, this and that. Really didn't know what to expect. Oh, we waited in line over an hour for a coffee, and then we got to the front and they were out of lids. So that was an experience. But back to the important stuff. Just seeing the cars go around on track and just the chaos what was the race. If you haven't seen the race or if you don't follow Formula One, totally understand, but this was such a cool race. The weather was so unpredictable. There was people off the track. There were so many things going on. Had to have some Trader Joe's rolled tortilla chips, and had the umbrella kind of like placed on our legs to help keep warm. Like we were shivering. I lost track the amount of safety cars. I lost track. I'm just so happy that Oscar was able to pull back, because it was crazy because they literally on the screen DNF'd him before it was even over for him. And I was like, well, that's a bit, jumping the gun. Overall, it was such a great experience, and I would highly, highly recommend, if you're debating going to a Formula One race, I would highly recommend, even if it's just for a day, even if it's a practice day. I definitely do think the experience of like hearing the cars and just being amongst it and being in the stands and everything, definitely worth it. Can be pricey, but definitely worth it. Really enjoyed our seats and would definitely want to sit here again, unless I just magically become richer, then would love to be on the pit lane, but we can't all dream. So appreciate you guys watching. This was an F1 chat and review of the Melbourne Grand Prix. Literally, this was like right when the race ended. Like it was all of a sudden a break in the clouds. Thank you guys so much for watching. Much appreciated. Let me know down in the comments who you're rooting for this season. Is it McLaren? Is it Piastri? Honestly, Albon. Oh my gosh. And Antonelli have been 2 wild cards. And Hajar, actually, have been some wild cards that I wasn't expecting. Okay, enough Formula One talk. Catch you guys next time. Bye.